So yes, fresh off of the summit, eXp summit, the shareholder summit, we've just gotten back, and there were some fantastic things being done there. I'm going to talk about a couple of things here now after our training call. But one of the things I would definitely say is it's time for you, if at all possible, or just to make it possible to come to some of these events, get to some of the major events that our company is doing. There's a couple of reasons why. Reason number one is because we are a cloud-based company, it's very easy to get detached. And then we had COVID and the pandemics and all of those things. It's easy to get attached. It's easy to lose sight of the big picture. There were 5,000 agents, over 5,000 agents that were at the eXp Shareholder Summit. 5,000 people is the most people we've been around in a couple of years. The energy was fantastic. The information was better. It was also a lot of fun, great networking, and a lot of ideas. I'm not going to go into just some of the specific company things here, talking about them on some other videos and stuff. But the one thing that I still really want to emphasize is that our company is showing no debt. No debt. So we've got a little $6 billion company or whatever it is that has no debt. That is phenomenal, because when you look at some of our competitors, and I brought up Compass in another video because that was one that stood out to me. They talked and compared us to other, people in our industry, other real estate industry players, and Compass is a player, obviously, but they're burning through $125 million a quarter right now and going into a cash deficit. Man, that's a lot. That's a lot of money, especially since the market has really just kind of shifted. Odds are that there are going to be some more challenges down the way for companies, brick and mortars, all that kind of stuff. They don't have the leverage to move and groove like we do. In contrast to that, in the previous quarter, eXp actually earned $1 billion plus. So you got one company doing $1 billion plus, another company that's losing 125 million in the same quarter. I think you're at the right place at the right time with the right people. But that being said, too, there were an awful lot of agents as we're collaborating and talking, particularly with agents all over the country, on what they're doing in shifting, what they're doing to increase their business, increase their market share. Because if you haven't gone through this before, one of the biggest things is that when markets tend to slow down, I'm not even saying crash or anything like that, just when they tend to slow down a little bit, these are excellent times to increase your personal market share. These are the times to increase your mind share with even your own past clients and people that you're associated with. Your mind share that you can increase will really put you in position for the next time the market takes its next quote unquote bull type run, and will allow you to more than sustain yourself while the market is maybe more of a quote unquote normal real estate market. And that's really what we're in. For agents that have been in business 10 years or less, I don't care how much business you've been doing or not doing, I just want to welcome you to the world of real estate, because that's where we're at now. We're in a different market, but the market that is a little bit more normal, a little higher interest rate. But to be honest with you, for the majority of my career, interest rates have been between 6 and 8%. So we're really at a more normal market, or adjusting to one. But that being said, a couple of things and ideas that people were going back and forth with that I heard a lot of. Some of this stuff we were already trying to do or doing. And the first thing is that really start to get focused on your time blocks and your lead generation. You should be doing something every day, lead generation wise, something you should be doing every day. I don't care if it's a half hour, an hour, 2 hours. Truthfully, you should focus and try to put more attention into that than in other aspects of your business, other than maybe education, so you can stay on top of things and trends and all of that stuff. Why? Because listen, it doesn't matter if it's social media that you're doing. Maybe you're good at Facebook, TikTok, whatever the case may be. Maybe you're good at, and you're productive at your door knocking, or you're working the phones. Whatever it is that you're doing, this is probably the time, or not probably, this is the time to start doubling down on the things that are working. So evaluate that. Evaluate that. So if you're spending $500 on something that's generating good results, it's time to maybe take that to $750, $1,000 a month. And vice versa is that if you're spending, you know, $15 for this, $20 for that, $1,000 for this, and that stuff's not working, get your ego out the way. Move those assets to stuff that's working in your business, and or put that money away. Don't keep spending money on things that are not working. And don't let your ego get in the way saying, I know it's going to work. I know it's working. And I'm not telling you to stop something too soon, but I'm telling you that if you've been, you know, putting money into something for, you know, 10, 12 months and you're seeing no results from it, it may be time to take a look at that. It may be time to redistribute that money, those costs, into something that is generating you some positive results. So consider that. Also, this is a great time to have conversations, text, emails, personal notes, phone calls, whatever it is that you're comfortable with your database, with people that you've been with people that you know. Why is it important? Because what your clients are hearing right now is they're hearing that the market is changing. So what happens is people get scared. You have to remember everything is going up on them. This inflationary type of situation, economics that we're in, you're hearing terms like stagflation, you're hearing a whole bunch of stuff. And then they go into the grocery stores, and not only are the prices high than they've been, you're starting to hear about there being more scarcity of certain types of foods and goods coming. People are nervous about that. People are nervous when they're looking at their stock portfolios, and their stock portfolios, you know, started off, you know, I always use the analogy, you say $100,000 in January, and now that $100,000 is worth 40 or 60,000, because that's what's happened to the stock market. Then you throw in the interest rates, and our interest rates, you know, are higher than what they were. And as for those people that have not bought yet, guess what happens though when the market gets slower and does things like this? Well, the interest rates going up, what tends to happen is the rents continue to go higher. Historically, that's what's happened. So you may be renting something at $2,500 a month in areas that we service right now that may be at $3,000 a month 3 or 4 months from now, 6 months from now. So the consumer is nervous. They're scared. They're scared, and an awful lot of times your client base has a lot of pride, and they will not want to speak on certain things to you because they feel a certain type of way about that. They respect you. They don't want you and certain people, even their family members, to know that maybe they're in a little financial difficulty, just things like that. So get into your database, expand it, protect it, work it, work it, work it, and be the resource for people. Have an ear for them. Have value provided things for them. And sometimes just talk to say hi, see how they're doing, check on their families. Be very authentic about this, very authentic about this. If you are working the agent attraction side of this business, which you really should be, because that is another additional opportunity for you to generate revenue for your family. But you don't have to go out there and just EXP them to death, EX pissing them to death, they said, or peeing on them, EXPing on them, EXPing. I guess that was the term that was used a lot. Meaning, you know, don't call up your friends and other agents or brokers and all that and just start, you know, telling them, hey, you know, we got this great split and it's $85 a month in our stocks and this, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Just call, speak to some of your people that you know, people that you've done business with, people that you're in business with, and ask them how they're doing. See what they're doing to shift in this marketplace. What ideas do they have? What's going on with them? What's working well for them? What's not working? You know, go and actually have conversations, authentic conversations with people, and see if you can be of some service. See if you can help them with their businesses, and just continuously talk to them from that manner. It doesn't have to be EXP conversations at all. It just needs to be authentic and real, and you'll be surprised that there will be people that will begin to ask you EXP questions. They don't want to be in a positive place. They're going to want to be somewhere so perhaps they can probably work their business with less expenses and have a higher return. So at the end of the day, if they can provide their customers with better services, they can do it at a lower cost. Eventually, business people will look at that and make a decision. And that decision probably will give you an opportunity to discuss the eXp business model. Lastly, on that, learn the model. Don't just talk to people and don't tell them a whole bunch of stuff that you don't know. If you're not sure about something, have them speak to somebody else on your team. Have them speak to someone else in your upline. Have them speak with someone else's upline. Just have them speak to someone else, that can maybe provide those answers and comfort for them, and make sure at that particular point that the client, if they do make a move to eXp, you would be his or her sponsor. So that's all we got going right now. I just really want to encourage you guys, though. The market is changing. You really need to get your skill levels up. Learn about authentic, honest conversations that you can have with buyers, specifically on why they should buy right now. Same thing on sellers. Have specific, honest conversations on whether or not they should put their house on the market, whether it's a good time, what they can really expect, and price them correctly. And let them understand, though, it's still a great time to sell if they price it correctly, and they have, if their expectation is not to put the home up a little bit higher than the last sale, and they're expecting multiple offers and to get $1 trillion over the list price. Will that still happen sometime? Absolutely. But is that going to still be the norm? Probably not. With that being said, hey, listen, thanks for the time after the meeting today. I hope that there's some value I brought to you guys. If you need anything, always reach out here. The Ultimate Power Marketing team, we're here to assist. We're here to help. And God bless you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you take care of yourselves.